Here we are on Yonkers Voice, and our guest today is Sir Shefik. Sir Shefik, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
To come over and to talk about your work. You know, we have done many projects in the past, a few years back. I remember meeting you in one of the events in Mount Vernon a few years, about 6 years ago?
Yeah, at the library there.
At the library. But I see your progress. I see you moving forward. I see the things that you have worked on. I see the awards, this one that you have received. I see the plaque, you know, on your jacket.
Yes.
So there is a lot of things that people don't know about you.
Right.
Let's start with this one.
Well, obviously, people can see this is an Emmy Award. I am an Emmy Award winner as of this year. I won this for my work with the Olympics, actually 2024 Paris Olympics. My day job actually work at NBC Sports. So this is my 4th Olympics coming up, which is next year, but I won this for my 3rd Olympics, and I won this as a technical production manager. And this is for Outstanding Technical Team Studio. So this is a team award. So not only myself, but the rest of my team actually won this as a whole. And then we get it individually, you know, based on that. But it's a proud moment, right? I've been doing this for over 30 years in technology and entertainment and everything like that. Yes, I may look younger than what I may be, but again, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm a proud resident of Yonkers, New York, for a very long time. So I'm proud to not only bring this home to Yonkers, but also sit here with you on Yonkers Voice to represent this.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Shefik. I was going to say, what do you mean you've been doing this for 30 years? You look like you're 35.
It's all about the mindset, right? I try to stay young in my mind, try to stay active. I'm constantly doing things, which of course we're going to get into, things like that. But of course, I wanted to find something that could really bring to Yonkers in particular.
Now, Shefik, you do other stuff, and that is, you know, you're very well known, and I guess sometimes people might be listening to you without connecting it to you.
Yes.
Is that a fair assessment?
It's fair assessment. Again, with me being a longtime resident of Yonkers, New York, I've been here a long time, and I've been doing community activities for decades, right? But my focus is primarily on international affairs and the United States as a whole, whereas I may bring in partners that are local, but I bring them to a larger stage and demographic and platform that they may not be able to reach, you know, by themselves. So that's primarily what I do. But now, what we're going to get into is this particular project is something for Yonkers.
But we're not going to get there yet.
We're not going to get there yet.
We're not going to get there yet. Before we get there, I want
Yes.
to know about Shefik Presents Invocation. Something that people listen to, I guess, when they're sitting in a doctor's office waiting, okay, and other places.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. So when people are sitting there and they listen to your voice,
Yeah.
or listen to your show, say, oh, that's Shefik, the guy I saw on Yonkers Voice. Tell us a little bit about that project, the mission statement, and what is that all about?
Yeah, so Shefik Presents Invocation is actually a syndicated radio show, broadcast on over 20 stations, AM, FM stations, terrestrial radio, throughout the United States. It's first and foremost a radio show, but I film all my interviews on video. So the videos actually go into doctor's offices, like you said. There are some Dunkin' Donuts locations. There are, Mohegan Sun has aired my content. Wherever you see like TV screens and monitors in stadiums and stuff like that, my content has been there. It's all about the human condition. It's about inspirational content. That's what I do overall. I try to find ways where I bridge the gap between the human condition and find ways to better humanity as a whole. And by doing that, I help to better myself. So that's what it really shows about. Invocation is about finding ways to give people a platform and a voice. I don't actually appear on camera with them. That's why people may not know. I appear in the radio show, people hear my voice, you know, only once at the beginning and at the end. But I give people a platform where they tell their own story. I give them a topic, they speak for like a couple minutes, they tell me their story. And it is a music-based show. So based on their story, I match it with a song. So within a 1 hour episode on a radio show, you get maybe 3 or 4 different perspectives about that one radio show and that interview and, you know, topic in general.
I've been in a few of those tapings.
Yes, you have.
With you.
You have.
Yes,
and of course, I you've been a loyal supporter, and
Yes.
you've been a partner with the Invocation for many years. And if I recall, you helped me film His Highness Prince Mario Max.
That's correct.
He's from Germany and Austria area. So of course, I've been associate members of royalty. As you mentioned, you called this out. This is from the Royal House of Ghassan. I am the special envoy to the United Nations. So again, that's part of what I do, is humanitarian efforts and be an advocate for people in various causes.
And not we, because it's your work, I've been there just on supporting and assisting, helping. You have interviewed many Broadway stars.
Yes.
I've been there for a few.
Yes.
Actually, we have a project that is coming to Yonkers,
Yes.
where one of individuals you interviewed on one of those 1-minute clips shows that
Yep.
you associate. You want to tell us about the Yonkers project? What's the name of it? What's the mission statement? Anything about it so people can see it?
Yep.
How can they join it? Is it still time? Anything you like.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, the project is called NASA Space Apps Yonkers. So I'm proud that Yonkers, for the very first time, is doing this in Yonkers with NASA. So the NASA International Space Apps Challenge is the activity itself. It's been around for the past 13 years or so. It's a hackathon, so people may not know what a hackathon is. It's where people come together for the entire weekend. In this case, it's October 4th and 5th, 2025. And they come together and they solve challenges that NASA sets out for the year. It could be based on environment, space exploration, things that NASA decides for that particular year. People form the teams and they solve whatever challenges, and we get judged on it. So again, this is something that Yonkers has never done before. So I reached out to NASA Space Apps organization, and I put the submission in, and I actually won the submission to lead this. So I'm now the managing director and local lead for NASA Space Apps Yonkers, which is a great moment. You know.
Is that an age limit or an age bracket to participate on this program?
It's all ages. When I say all ages, I mean all ages. Like from really young kids, kindergarten kids could come in, obviously with a parent or guardian, but even senior citizens could come. Because this is something where it's open to everybody. Even if you don't want to commit to the full, hourly, full day, which is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, October 4th, and then 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on October 5th, that's Sunday, you could still come virtually if you want to. You could come in for an hour or two. There's activities that are people who are just curious about why NASA's here. I get that a lot too. People asking why is NASA coming to Yonkers, right? And the answer is simple, why not? Right? When we talk about STEM, we talk about science and technology and arts and all these kind of things bridged together. Yonkers could really put themselves on the map for that. We've already done a lot of things. People may not know this. There's actually an astronaut who was raised here in Yonkers. He graduated from Roosevelt High School. So his name is Ron Garan. So I think it's important that people know we already have a strong presence for people, not only students, but adults and senior citizens who have been doing things for decades here. I'm just helping to facilitate that, to bring more awareness from that standpoint. So again, with Yonkers being the very first time we're doing this, we are competing with over 300 cities and 450 locations all around the world. Whether it's virtual or in person, we're competing with them on the same exact weekend, on October 4th and 5th.
Now,
right?
This astronaut from Yonkers, many people know him without knowing him.
Yes.
His family, they used to have a business on Sawmill River Road, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken.
You're right. Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, you're right. A scrap metal. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yes.
scrap metal. I actually think I know his father or uncle because I've been there. It's in one of those side roads.
Yes.
Correct. Now, NASA Space Apps, is it, the name imply what? An application, a web-based application, what, iPhone application, mobile? What is it? So maybe people can download it, check it out. What is it?
It's not something you download. It's up to the individuals who are attending as they form their teams. They decide whatever it is they want to submit as their challenge, right? So again, NASA set out 18 challenges this year, and it ranges from a wide variety of things. You don't have to be some scientist or rocket scientist. You could be an intermediate person. You could be someone who's a beginner, someone who's just curious, who just want to participate in the activity itself. And then you submit whatever you think is relevant to your submission. It could be as simple as a deck. It could be a drawing. Some people may take the time to do an application, as you mentioned, mobile applications, websites, and so on. We have full access to NASA's data to do this for the weekend. NASA's give us full reins to the open source data. So you could build whatever solution that you think is relevant to the problem that you want to solve. But you have to do it within that same weekend. That's part of the judging. You can't come beforehand, build it, and then submit it. The point is, that's what a hackathon is. You come together, you form your teams the same weekend, you actually do the activity, you get judged, based on that.
Shefik, we talk about a lot of stuff, you and I, you and others, me and others, and one of the things that I always ask, regardless of what it is, if you're running for politics, why? If you're running for whatever, why? Give me the why for whatever you do. Why are you spearheading this project?
Yeah, so I get that asked a lot, and I get also asked, how do I find the energy or time to do things, right? And I've come to rationalize this myself, to ask me why, right? I ask myself why. The first answer is why not, right? Somebody needs to do it, somebody needs to step up, right? I'm not just the one person doing it, I have a team of people. My team right now for NASA Space Ups Yonkers is about 50 people, So obviously I'm doing a lot myself, but I have a team of people that's helping out. From not only Yonkers, we're talking people in Dallas, Texas. We have people in Philadelphia. We have people in Canada. We have people in South Korea and so on. But really, it's about people need to rise to the occasion if they can, right? And unfortunately, during COVID time, I actually lost over 25 people that passed away, right? Including 2 of my sisters, my aunt died, all this kind of stuff. So you met my sisters and things like that, right?
Correct.
And I've come to realize that if I'm still here to carry on their legacy, their memory, it's a responsibility that I cannot falter on, right?
So it's no longer an option, Shefik.
It's not an option.
Now it's mandatory. You have something to carry on and to move forward.
Right. It was never option. That's the thing. It was never option, but I have the clarity to know that it's never an option. And when you accept that responsibility, then you cannot stop. So I don't take it as a burden. I don't think it's something that is overwhelming in a sense, where if people accept the responsibility of life in general, so how much better we could be, overall. So if I'm able to do a little bit more, maybe I have a little bit more energy some days than other people. Maybe I'm able to multitask a certain way. That's how I find the time, right? The reality is I have the same amount of time as everybody else. I just find ways to maximize the time and always try to do something productive while I'm doing this. I work a full-time job. I do things on the side. I'm doing this thing, as a whole, but if I'm living here in Yonkers, and I've been here since, the early 2000s, it's a duty to give back to the community, right? And not only that, I have to amplify other people's voices that may not have the same platforms that I do, right? Not everybody works for the Olympics. Not everybody has members of royalty that they can call friends and speak out to. So I reach out to people in that area and let them know what Yonkers is doing. Not only Yonkers, but Westchester County in general and the wider scale. That's why I preface this to say that a lot of what I do is on an international level. A lot of what I do is nationwide. I support charities, I support nonprofits, I support community-minded people, right? Which is great. So when I'm bringing things like this together, I'm bringing an army of people with me. So this is going to be tremendous.
You could have fooled me, because I know that my day has 24 hours. I thought your day has 35 hours, because you do so much.
Yes.
Okay, not just for the community, but even for the voiceless, people. You work with. What's the organization for the kids that they have?
Well, one of the organizations in Dallas, Texas, I advocate for domestic violence awareness. It's a Way Out project, particularly Anna's House is a division of it. And of course, our event for Yonkers, NASA Space Ups Yonkers is at YWCA Yonkers. So that's going to be in person as well as virtually for that event. But of course, it's about women's empowerment. It's about amplifying voices that, like you said, being a voice for the voiceless and so on, is being there for people that the presence matters, right? Showing up matters. Then the activity comes based on the collectiveness of people being there.
Now, Shefik, NASA, astronauts, Yonkers connection. I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this are going to be saying or asking, is our Yonkers astronaut going to be here?
Okay, so the answer is, I want all of you who are watching this and listening to start tagging him, to let him know that this event is coming. So I want to say this first of all, that even though this is the very first one, I'm setting a multi-year plan to have this event annually. It's not just a one-time thing for me, right? Even though my contract and agreement with NASA gets renewed every year, I've already set the trajectory to renew this every year. So this is a long-term commitment for this. So when we say Ron Garrett, the astronaut, this is his hometown. This is where his family's from. He graduated from Roosevelt High School. Even if he's not available to be here in person, you know, because it is a short time span for October, again, long-term commitment. Maybe come next year, maybe send a video greeting, things like that. I did do some outreach, so I'm not gonna say I haven't tried to reach out to him, but of course logistics and time commitment, things like that. So I don't wanna put him on the spot directly, but he has been here. He was here at the Hudson River Museum,
Yes,
last year.
actually, Mr. Nader just told me that he met him at the museum.
So he does have strong ties to Yonkers, and he hasn't forgotten his roots or where he came from, things like that. But again, I plan to do some outreach with the Yonkers Public Schools, and the library is one of our partners anyway. So there's a lot of things. I want to mention the library.
Well, we're going to go to the partners, because we want the world to know, everybody to know, who are those that are behind you, supporting you, making this go forward. So we need to talk about them. So maybe we want to take a moment to talk about those that are making this project possible.
Yeah, so first and foremost on the list is Yonkers Voice. Surprise, surprise, Yonkers Voice is a proud partner of NASA Space at Yonkers. You're actually one of the very first partners that came on board, right? Because as you mentioned, we work together a lot and we communicate often. So you were the very first person I reached out to, said that I definitely want your support. So I'm happy that you are part of this, right? Because you have a great platform overall, and I think your voice matters to what we're doing. So with that said, I do have a special gift for you, first of all, before I get to the rest of the partners. As you can see, I'm wearing this t-shirt here, but I have a t-shirt for you to wear. This is the official NASA Space Apps Yonkers shirt here, all right? I do want to shout out one of our other partners, is the Paul Arrington Group. They're one of our sponsors for this overall. They made this shirt for us. The logo comes from NASA. That's why it's copyrighted. It's actually copyrighted for NASA. But we have license to use the official NASA logo for Yonkers. And this shirt, again, this is being presented to you right now. All of my team members are going to be receiving the same shirt. Those of you who may want a shirt, we are offering these shirts. I am going to be at Yonkers Riverfest on September 13th. So if you want to meet me in person, you may want to get a shirt. We actually have mugs, we have drawstring bags, we have all sorts of merchandise with this here. But again, the team members will get this at no cost, but if you want to meet me in person, we will have a booth. At YWCA Yonkers is having a booth, and we'll be sharing it with them. Meet me in person, for that.
Now, I don't know if this is a rumor or people, sometimes people have a tendency, to start rumors. I heard, it's not confirmed, you're going to be confirming that I will be taking that.
You gotta take this home. Let me just say, you are the very first that I've taken this out for, right? I haven't even posted this online.
No?
People know I have it, but they haven't seen it publicly, right? You were the very first. And I even told you that I wanted to wait till I get it, because I wanted to announce it for you publicly. Yes. So it's not to say that, okay, I'm walking around with the Emmy in my pocket all the time, but I want to present it publicly to say that these things are attainable. It took me a lot of work to get this. Like, we talk about 30 years worth of work, so it wasn't something overnight, but it's something that, again, with me being a longtime resident of Yonkers, these things are attainable. And this is how I'm giving back, to say that, okay, now I received it, let me use this as another way to amplify other students, other children, other ways to get them to where. So again, with me, my background is technology. So it's not just random that I'm doing this with NASA or in science technology. My complete background is in technology, as well as media and entertainment. The people that we have a part of this are people from all facets of the industries. We have business leaders coming. We have Tim Moss, who you met. He's a cabaret star. He's going to be part of this. We're going to ask them to come, but I do have people that have shot PSAs that are going to be rolling out, very soon. We have Terrence Floyd, who's actually George Floyd's brother. He's part of this. His foundation's called We Are Floyd. We have people, actually, as of yesterday, the actor who plays Tuvok on Star Trek actually reposted it, encouraging people to be a part of what we're doing, here in Yonkers. And then, of course, here locally, Mayor Mike Spano is a partner. The city of Yonkers is a partner. Andrea Student Cousins, the senator, is a
majority leader.
Yeah, majority leader, yes. And also, I mentioned before, Yonkers Public Library. So in regarding the library, we have a partnership with them that we're going to be expanding, what that means. But if you go to the library, you're going to see a display, very soon throughout this month. And there's a room on the second floor that this astronaut Ron Garrett dedicated when he was here years ago. So we're going to be utilizing that space too. So if people want to use the library, they have free resources, which is great. They have computers, they have 3D printers, they have large-scale printers. They even have a green screen room and things where people could practice their skill sets from videography and so on. So he dedicated that room. So he was there in person when it first opened years ago, right? So the library is a partner. We have all sorts of people and organizations. The Yonkers Downtown Bid is a partner, so this is a tremendous effort where the community is really behind us, for this, which is a proud moment because we have hundreds of people that are already registered, right? So it's already been out there. We want people to register. If they go to spaceappsyonkers.org, free registration link is there. Again, this is all ages, is open to everybody, and we really say everybody. One of the other things I want to mention too, we do have people from NASA coming. So they will be here in person with us to talk about their projects and, and so on. And of course, those of you who have Sirius XM, one of our partners is Planet of the Tapes radio show that airs on LL Cool J's radio station on Sirius XM. This entire month, we have a takeover and partnership with them. So every week, we're talking about NASA, so I'm coming on. We actually did the first episode that's airing this week. And then the next 3 weeks, we're talking about NASA for a full hour. And each week we have a special guest coming on. So we had His Royal Highness, Prince Garios, who's also a partner with the Royal House of Gassan, as well as the Gassanese Academy of Arts and Sciences. They're part of it. The following week we have a special guest from NASA. We have the CEO of Yonkers, YWCA Yonkers, Charlie Knight. She's going to be coming on. So there's a lot of people, a lot of moving parts for this.
Well, Shefik, Sir Shefik, this interview had multiple purposes.
Yes.
Talk about you. Shefik presents Invocation. Talk about NASA space app that is coming to Yonkers. Also, trying to communicate to the people of Yonkers that certain things are obtainable, but you have to work hard for it. It doesn't come here, take it. That's not the way it works. But I think that we need to be prepared that things sometimes don't come easy. We have to be prepared to fail, get up, keep on going, staying focused, have a plan. So those are, from my angle, the things that I wanted to communicate to the people. But that is something that people don't know about you, and you haven't told them. I thought you were going to bring it up, that you are also an actor.
Oh.
Right?
I thought people recognized me already.
No. Don't take things for granted.
Okay.
You also act. You have acted in many movies, so you have an acting career.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, how do I find the time? I do it on the side too. I don't take vacations. That is my vacation. Going on film sets, going on TV shows, things like that. Which is great because it gets me to network more and be out there.
And you enjoy what you do.
I enjoy it, but I just want to say I do a lot of background acting. Right? Which means that it gives me visibility and exposure to the sets, which I then learn by being on those sets, and I take that information and help others by doing that. But some of the things, I've been on probably every single major network already. I've been like 50 different TV shows and films. But as we know, Yonkers is calling themselves Hollywood and Hudson and all that kind of stuff. I've actually worked on Dexter Resurrection Show, which was filmed here in Yonkers. Unfortunately, my episode was not filmed at Lionsgate Great Point Studios. My episode segment was actually in Central Park. But you can catch my episode. I forgot which number. I think it's 4 or something like that. You know, the mid-season. But I did a scene with Dexter, you know, all that stuff.
And let's talk that you and I also did a walk through Lionsgate when they were still under construction.
Right, before it opened. We had exclusive.
Exactly. We had an exclusive there when it first opened. So I don't know if you guys remember Sir Shefik from that show, from the day that we were there, but we were there. We saw everything, all the studios, before they were actually in operation. Shefik, thank you. Thank you very much for taking the time.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for sitting here with us. Thank you for talking with the people of Yonkers and Yonkers Voice. I appreciate it. And you know, you are always welcome on Yonkers Voice.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. And on that note, we conclude today's show. Thank you for watching. And guys, don't forget to share this interview. Spread the positive. Okay? Negative spreads itself without even asking. But things like this, we need your help. Spread it out like you spread anything else. Make this go viral. Be contagious of love and support us, Shefik. And don't forget, Shefik, what's your web page? What's your
SpaceAppsYonkers.org.
What about the invocation so people can?
My invocation is invocation.co.
On Instagram and Facebook?
Shefik presents Invocation on Instagram and Facebook, but the website is invocation.co, and then Space Apps Yonkers on Instagram and Facebook, but also the website, spaceappsyonkers.org.
So guys, as you're watching this, go to Instagram, like those pages, like Yonkers Voice, support us. Thank you very much. Till next time.